Yeah,
Yeah, man. So make a pick up where we left off.
right. You were talking about community, the importance of it, and I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah.
agree, 100%,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
it's easier to do things on your own in terms of speed. You go faster alone, but the magnitude
Yeah,
of every single move you make when you have a team is so much greater. And the confidence that you get
100%.
from knowing that you can go back to a group of people who will support you, who will laugh about your failures with you, and who will
Yes.
add to you, give you ideas about moving forward, and they're in it to win it with you. You're not doing this by yourself. It's a different kind of confidence. You cannot get that alone. And people, it's difficult for them to find this if they weren't fortunate enough like us, because we grew up with each other. We're basically brothers at this point, us
Yeah, yeah,
and the rest of the mandem. But
yeah.
especially somewhere in the US, I realized it was something I realized almost immediately when I started college
Mm-hmm.
here. People, they keep things extremely surface level. They don't ask real
Mm.
questions. They don't discuss real problems. They just talk about, the game last Saturday night. What flavor pizza do you like? What dorm do you live in? What's your major? But there are no real questions. So, should real problems arise, everybody just backs off. Nobody's friends anymore. They all graduate and they barely talk. The only thing keeping them together right now are shared interests, which eventually
Mm.
fade with time, with change, which cause the friend
Yeah.
groups to. It's all dynamic. Nothing is constant because they don't have real, true bonds. And the way you do that
Yeah.
is you open up, but that's not really taught. Everybody's just if they stay to their immediate family and they don't open up to people outside of that. So they don't get to form that community,
Mm.
which is why it's so
And I
easy
don't
to
think
beat
that,
most people.
yeah, that's true, and I don't think they ever will because if you think about it, right, what it takes to even start a certain type of community now, this day and age,
Mm-hmm.
like especially like when it comes to a community of people who are open-minded or resistant to the system that tries to keep us in bondage, right?
Mm.
A lot of people who that are in the world, they don't even realize that they are literally being controlled. They don't realize that everything that they have been taught up to now is
Yep.
for a narrative and pushing them to a narrative, and the narrative is what governs their life, and
Yep.
their lives is being written or has been written by somebody else for them to live, and they don't realize that. So because of that now, because everybody had to go through the system, the teamwork aspect of it all didn't, where that's,
Mm-hmm.
pass on to everybody. So
Right.
90% of people didn't have that teamwork. Yo, bro, I swear that fly is yo. Anyways, so 90% of people did not have that teamwork aspect. So the few little 10% will have it, they are the actual winners in life,
Right.
right?
Yes.
And through that teamwork or through that type of mentality, they be able to create communities, and those communities help to benefit each other, right? One person feeling down, this person lift them up.
Mm-hmm.
And what I love, especially as of recent, I was explaining it to this girl that I'm interested in, and when I was bringing the idea across to her about how I want me and my friends, my close people, to all live in a community,
Right.
right? A gated community, just us alone, no outsiders, just our
Right.
family alone, and how we will create our own educational system within that community
Mm-hmm.
and specialized schooling for our children,
Mm-hmm.
and how the combined income of the entire community will help to maintain the community, maintain everybody, make sure everybody is
Mm-hmm.
properly taken care of, and that everything runs smoothly through the community. And I was expressing the idea to her, and she was saying that it's an awesome idea, right? And that was shocking because what's crazy is that the persons who have the mindset or similar mindset to what we have,
Yep.
every time that I explain the ideologies that we have towards them, they agree
Immediately.
every single time.
Immediate
And that is how you
acceptance.
know, yes, immediate
Yes.
acceptance. And that's when you know you find the people.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've tried to explain the same principle to some dunce girl, and
Mm-hmm.
she don't understand, fam. All she think
Exactly.
about a vape and cigarette and magnum.
V-
Fucking fool.
because them
You
brainwashed,
understand?
them are focused on the material things, the instant gratifications. They're not looking at the greater purpose of life. You know,
Yeah. That's true.
you ask
That's true.
them what they want to do with their life, they can't give you a good answer. That's not something they sit and think about. They don't think about giving back. They don't think about doing good. I'd go as far as to argue that the purpose of life is to amass as many positive experiences as possible, as many good relationships as you can find. Sure, there's
Mm-hmm.
going to be the negative, but that's just balance. There's always balance in the universe. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be balance because everything has to go in accordance to the laws of physics, where
Yep.
everything has to be equal and opposite to each other.
Exactly.
So
Newton's third
just
law
like
can't fail.
how it can fail, so just like how me and you speak about
Mm-hmm.
the positive energy and the negative energy, and
Right.
talk about, if there's good in the world, then there's evil as well.
Always. Yeah.
You understand? But what's crazy to me is I think a lot of people in the world think that there's a more evil in the world than good. And I think the reason for that is because of the media. The media needs to tell
Man.
stories,
Yeah.
and the stories that are going to grab the most attention are the stories that are more horrific. So the more horrific the story is, the more attention it grabs. The more disgusting, the more attention. Singularity like myself can never compete with them because them have such a large team around them. So you see, in order for we to defeat certain things or defeat certain people in the world or stand up on certain beliefs or certain facts with a firm grip and a firm stance, we have to have a community and a team of people that will stand firm with us on our ideologies, right? And that is how we win these people. Because if we don't have that, bro, then we'll continue to go on a decline, like the decline that society is on right now.
Yep.
What are your
And
thoughts?
people like us will always stand at the top, because what I've realized is they call it like I don't like to say 1%, but what I've realized is the people who I'm most impressed with whenever I speak with them,
Yes.
it's the same ideology, the same line of thinking. I can list off a few people. I won't list their names here, but we all think the same. I don't have to try to explain any of these things to them. I begin to explain and they finish the sentences because they already think like that. And a long time ago, I
Yes.
remember I was seeing somebody at the time, I think it was high school, and she said that I only hang around people who are like me and I'm not open-minded enough. And if I were to go back, I felt bad in the situation at the time, but now I'm thinking to myself, of course I want to be around people who are like me. Why would I not want to be? It's so much easier. They agree with everything
That's
I
true.
say.
That's true. Of
And
course, 100%.
it lends to my peace. I build them, they build me, and we progress in a direction that we both want to head into. And
Yeah.
earlier you mentioned
Yes.
that you're talking more so about like your personal struggles, and you're saying before you mentioned that I was like a support system to you, me and the rest of Mandem. You
Yeah.
called some of your problems small, but I don't think those are actually the small ones. The
Yeah.
personal struggles we have, the silent ones, I feel like those are the ones that actually require the most attention, and those are what we need strength for. Because you and me know, say, it's easy to go on your laptop to clip up a video, to add up some numbers, to go there and buy some products, test the products. Those things are step 1, step 2, step 3. They're easy to execute. What's difficult is to find
Yeah.
the drive, sometimes the motivation to keep going without seeing
Oh
the results
my
of your
gosh.
doing. So you say those problems are small, but I actually believe those are what require the most strength. So it's those small wins.
You're so right, bro.
When we compound those and we start seeing our results, I think that's where the victories really are, because it's really easy to go out there and buy things, to put up some posters. That's the easy part, that's the fun part.
Yeah.
But it's when you go home and you sit in silence with the thoughts. So I think that is what really breeds champions.
Yeah, that's really the challenging part for true. Like, I was listening to something today that talks about momentum, right? And it's saying that the reason why you feel depressed or the reason why you feel down is because there's no momentum in your life. Like, something has to get going. Momentum is extremely rewarding in terms of like what it gives you and what it makes you feel. Like, you cannot be unmotivated when you have momentum. When we say momentum, means everything is going right. Everything is going the way you planned it. Yo, bro, I swear, you know what? Everything is going the way you planned it. Everything is going right. So, with that, when you have that momentum, like, you can't depress. You understand?
Right.
You're actively working on something that you wanted to work on, and it is working for you. Then you're gonna have all the reason in the world to go forward. But when it's not going right, it can actually leave you in a place where you feel like you don't want to do nothing, because there's no momentum. You understand? It's like having a car, right? If you have gas in the car and the tank full in, my father, you drive anywhere you want. You understand? But if there's no gas in the car, or the car low, you know, say what happened? You have to truckle. You understand? Catch your foot on the gas and take time drive the car, because you don't want it run out of gas till you reach the next gas station where you can refuel again.
Right.
So that is what the momentum is like. It's like gas in the car. So as long as you have the gas in full tank, you drive, you press hard. Press hard,
press.
speed out, and Yeah, man, press hard because gas night time. When the gas low, you have to catch your foot. Alright? And cruise the machine till you reach at the next gas station. I feel like that is the same principle where we can apply to life.
Yes.
When things are going good, hit the gas hard because there's going to come a time when the gas are go done and you have to track till you reach at the next gas station.
And you actually, I'm going to say we have an advantage when it comes to those times when we don't have the gas, when the gas run out and we have to truckle. You know why? Because we have the team, bro. We have the team. The team we can gas we up. So we're not by ourselves.
And not even that alone. We have the team. Even if the car run out of gas, the team there to push the car to the next gas station.
Car,
yeah, man. And then we reach at the gas station, we refuel and we do. Jump. All we jump back in there. Jump back in and start driving. Yeah, man.
Rev it up, man. Gone.
So that's why the team's so important, man. Yeah, man, lift up.
You can't push the car by yourself. You can drive it by yourself, but you cannot push the car by yourself. You can, but it'll be extremely difficult and it goes so much slower. Yes, man.
But that's just crazy why we literally has to be elaborating so much on the importance of teamwork when literally nothing in the world can be built without a team. Right? And the reason why we have to elaborate it so hard, bro, is because people genuinely forget, and it's not them fault make them forget, it's just them what they're being taught make them forget. Say them supposed to move like a team, bro. You're supposed to have close to people. You're supposed to hunt for things together. Like human beings never used to hunt alone. We used to hunt in packs. You understand?
Pack animals. Yeah.
Yo,
especially men.
Old age human beings used to hunt mammoths till them exhausted, bro, for days, weeks.
Yo, bro.
In a packs.
It's like when I didn't have much culture shock when I started going to. I mean, I've been to the US before, back and forth, you know. So nothing was new per se, but what really shocked me was that the social culture here, just how not close people were. You know how me and you, if some people rush we are gonna take them on, and you know me have your back.
Them dead.
You know me have your back.
Them dead, bro.
We are gonna fuck them up. You see me?
Yeah, we are gonna fuck them up, man. No problem.
Wicked. Yeah, man.
Bad day for them.
Bad fucking day. Yeah, man. Sorry, man. I get too intense about that, but. That's the point. That's what I'm trying to show you. These people, they will run away.
Yeah.
They will run away. If shit hits the fan, they are abandoning each other. And you know, say me and you are going at this and we're willing to dead for one another. You understand?
Yeah, man, willing for
dead. We're going into this to die. But they're not going to do that. They're weak. But I see that you know, let me retract that. It's not weak, it's just that they don't understand bonds. They don't understand teamwork. They don't open up to each other and they don't become one. So it's easier for them to separate. Everybody has trust issues. They're afraid somebody's going to betray them, so they keep a leg out just in case, so they can leave before somebody else leaves them. I think that's the thing, and that's the general social culture here. I went through college and I only found, I'm gonna say like, out of all of the guys I talked to, because girls operate different, girls operate different.
Yeah.
But I only met like say 2 kind of real guys, like 2, but the rest they just didn't have those traits. It didn't seem possible for them to do things like that. They would go home to their families. Maybe they have that with their mother, sister, brother, father, and even then some of them, the relationship with their family is kind of spotty. So it's like, who are you close to? You're by yourself. Everybody here is lonely. It's a lonely country. So many people here, 300 and something million, and they're all lonely.
Because as I said, because of the education system, right? The education system in a tone, remember, this is where the problems start, bro. I'm gonna be very honest. This is when people want to say, I don't care. This is where I feel like the problem stem from. They should have never introduced women into the working force.
Run it.
And that is not misogynist. That is just straight facts. Why would not put our precious woman them to work? Why?
You see,
why are our precious women working, bro? Why?
Personally, and you see, personally, everybody is allowed to have their own opinions, but personally, I do not want my woman to work either. If she wants to work, it should be personal interest.
A fair choice. It's a choice.
If you want to go and work, go and have fun. But I am going to make it such that when I come home, my girl she can do whatever she wants. She want to paint, she want to draw, she want to play music, she want to garden, she want to sculpt, make she do anything she want. But I do not want her to be obligated to work. That should be my job. I want the stress. I live for the stress. Let me worry about all the problems. Just Tina Turner said it best, bro. Girls just want to have fun,
Girls just want to have fun, bro. But if you really think about it, what them doing, Yeah, and if you really think about what them doing at Tony, I'm gonna show you. This is
Yeah.
why I say them shouldn't introduce the women into the working force, because, bro, women, this is not what the you might bring women for operating a masculine realm. You understand? And not only that, is just when you remove the woman from the home. First of all,
Them fuck up
when
the
you
home,
remove
dog.
the woman
Them
from the
fuck up
home, you
home,
know,
G.
dog. You remove, you send the father and the mother gonna work in a factory them. Who take care of the pitney them?
Fucking
The
kids,
blasted
bro.
government. So what the government do,
Brainwash
them
them.
create the institutions with a certain curriculum.
Yep.
Hire the teachers them for teach the pitney them. The mothers them can't school the pitney and the parents them not schooling the children them. So when the children them come home, when the parents them attack, them not listen. You understand? Them a come with all kind of something them a come with all kind of crazy ideologies for, and the parents them was like, what the hell? Tutus, them a die here, them a paint nails, them a do the, because why? The parents no longer have a strong hold on their children anymore once they enter the education system
Institutionalized
provided
right
by
through.
the governments. Tony, we have to take a stop right here again, dog.
Yeah.
We have to cut the camera. And, we are talking
Daddy,
now, 1
good
minute. So as I was saying,
Yeah.
because they remove the women from the home, bro, they break up the family. Them break up the family already, you know. You see me I say? Because man always have to go out. So that is just by nature. Men always went out to hunt. Men always went out to hunt. You understand? And now it is that the man and the woman are hunt. You see me I say? So think about it, Tony. I'll show you what really are going. Right? And correct me if I'm crazy.
Go for it, yeah.
The government are predators. I'm gonna tell you why. If you leave, if the mother wolf and the father wolf left the den and the pit them left in the den, who come fi cub them? The predator.
Bro, I see.
The predator
bro.
come fi cub though. And when the predator come fi cub, if you not eat them and him take them, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna turn them against the parents, you know.
Turn them against
Because
the
you want
parents.
them to be
Yo.
a cart and own things. So make sure you say them is some predators, bro.
Yeah,
You
man.
see, them comfort, but them not prey upon they're not preying on the physical, you know. They're preying on the mental.
Because them are
Because
playing
they're
the
playing
long
a
game.
long game.
Long
But
game,
not even
bro.
that alone, because they realize, okay, it is a human right violation to slaughter these people. Right? Might as well with us. And we need them anyways to work in our factories. So, you can't physically tell them to come, because that would be slavery. But what if you could create the slavery in a sense where it could be a mental thing through chemical changes throughout their body? Not even just the curriculum alone where you teach them. You remove independent thought from their mind. There was an experiment recently about with the rats, and they fed the rats sugar. Right? So before they constantly fed this rat sugar. Every time when they drop him in the bath or water, he would instantly find his way to safety. When they started to introduce the sugars, the different type of sugars that are in the foods that we consume on a daily basis, into the rat's diet.
Right.
When them drop him in the water, is a whole struggle for him go to safety, bad man. So that goes to show you, say, that same animal instinct that is in you to survive, to do anything that you need to survive, to not be reliant on anybody so you can swim and go to safety, is being removed from your body slowly. From you were a child till
the
now.
things we consume, mind.
And if you figure out too much about this thing and you start to be vocal about it, they're coming for your ass, my friend. But let me...
Or they just
call you crazy. But let me show you a pre. Everybody is crazy until you do it, right?
Everybody start
Until you start dealing with your brother.
When you have a team,
as
you're not crazy
Khani was
anymore.
saying, bro, if you're running down the highway, the wrong way, the highway, shirtless by yourself, sweating, them say he's a madman. But if 100 people doing with you, it's a marathon.
Yep.
You understand?
Yep.
So,
100%.
listen, them can't lock in the truth for long, bro. Because you see, this is something crazy about the truth I'm realized, Tonio. The truth resonates stronger with your soul than a lie. And you feel that shit.
100%.
You feel it.
You feel it to your core.
Feel it
You
to
just
your core. You know say the truth,
always
dog.
know.
You say,
Yeah.
no, man. This are the right way.
Yeah, this feels
This
different.
feel different.
Yeah,
You understand?
yeah.
But yeah, Tony. Yeah,
Know what
so
you mean, man.
give me your 2 cents on that now and then we can wrap up.
So, I agree with everything you said,
Yeah.
first of all. Preface with that. But, my interest, you see, the whole time we are talking, we have said them, they. But, I think, if you said them and they, that I refer to the government, I don't think so the government. I believe it's more than the government. Because in my eyes, the government is just like a tool.
Alright.
Because
Yeah, we know. We should have
it's
said the
just
elites, then,
comprised.
right?
Right, because what happens is a lot of people they blame they say government this, government that,
Yeah.
right? But you and I know
Are
that the
just a
government
tool, yeah.
really is just
Yep.
a tool, because it's just somewhere where you can go and get a
Yeah.
job. You know, the president is a
Your
glorified
phone
role.
drop, boss.
The other jobs are it's just these are just glorified
Yeah.
roles. These are people that get replaced over time. It's just a central entity
Mhm.
that everything else revolves around. It's just a tool. No, I really, it's interesting to think about what's beyond that though. What's above that? Is there like a group of people
Must.
overlooking this, was having fun toying around? Is there some greater goal? I have no idea. But you and I
No.
know that if you have enough money and power, it's easy
My friend,
to control an entire life. You can influence lives and direct the course of them. So it's fascinating to think about at the very least.
I think me and you both know that there's somebody controlling the government, because the mere fact that
Oh, yeah.
we ourselves would be the type of people that would
to do that. Yeah.
think about it, Tonio. Think about it. Think about your roots. Think about
Yeah.
who you are, and put yourself back in a them days when all of this was being formed. And think about if you what type of person would you be? The slave class or the ruling class? You would have been the ruling class. Even
of course,
if,
aristocrat,
exactly, even if you
100%.
did born from the slave class, your generations would be the ruling
Yeah.
class in the generations after you.
You'd make
You would
it.
have make it.
You'd make
You
it that
understand?
way,
Because
yeah.
that's just you. So yeah. So Tonio, boy, I'm really appreciate the fact that we have the same mindset on this topic. And I really appreciate the small conversation we get to have. As I say, if this video is uploaded,
Every
my
time, bro,
G,
every time.
if this work, it a go break. It a go crazy, because we know me and you have a way at which we
Yeah.
can record
yeah.
our
Get this
yes, without having to be present. So if we actually get this to work, then kudos, my friend. Trust me. You see me? Many more. So guys, thank you.
Yo, respect again.
Yeah,
That's
Tonio,
fine.
you
Thanks
mean,
for
bro, 100%, man, 100%, and more episodes to come next week again, or even this weekend again. You see me? I say, we see how fast we can send cross a footage of come to Jamaica and we just do good at maths,
Yeah, man.
So guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you guys taking the time just to listen to what me and Tony have to say. We have a lot more conversations coming, and the podcast should get interesting, very more interesting. The more viewers we get, with the more interesting topics we talk about, and we'd love to hear the feedback you guys have. So don't be afraid to leave a like on this video, share this video, and leave a comment as well. Thank you guys for tuning in, and see you in the next one. That is it. Yes, I get a little ukulele play out. See you now.